2 years ago, the biggest challenge faced by Action Manufacturing and its dealer network was awareness. Getting the chair introduced to disabled individuals and their families. Finding effective, affordable ways to tell our story and finding willing media partners to help. Fast forward 2 years and the storyline has changed. Awareness of the chair has skyrocketed, with different news organizations and media outlets telling the Action Track story almost daily. That is on top of great events, trade shows, and the excitement generated by customers and dealers. Today, the story of the chair and the difference it has made in people's lives is being told across the country and around the world.
Many of the men and women who are already home from that war left pieces of themselves back on the battlefield. Tonight, national security correspondent Jennifer Griffin shows us one way those heroes can live a better life.
I just want to go bow hunting for grizzly bear.
On any given weekend on this Maryland farm about 45 minutes from Walter Reed Hospital, Scott Mallory and his wife host half a dozen wounded veterans and their families as these amputees recover during what can be an excruciating year involving dozens of surgeries. These warriors bring their kids and try out their new track chairs, the all-terrain power wheelchairs that are giving them their independence back.
You could come across something startling the next time you're in some woods around here. What may look like a military vehicle is proving to be a life-changing machine for many of our combat wounded veterans. Let me introduce you to some extraordinary men and their new chair.
This Marine from Bogart, Georgia, was suddenly a double amputee.
All right, so I'm gonna hook left once I hit right there. Then.
There's a little sandbar right there.
Okay.
But instead, in this super wheelchair of sorts, Michael, his pal Tony Mullins, and hundreds of other wounded vets are getting some of their freedom back. Joseph Worley, who lost a leg in Iraq 8 years ago, is so impressed with the Action Trackchair, he is spreading the word about the Semper Fi Fund. The Semper Fi Fund is now buying some of these chairs for vets.
With something like this, I mean, they can, when they have kids or whatever, they can go outside and play with their kids and take their kids fishing and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't think about that.
Which is really what this is all about, bringing wounded warriors and able-bodied players together for a shared experience that impacts all of them.
You see these guys out here, these wounded vets, and you see them out here having a great time, and it just really gets you fired up.
For Dylan Cannon, this chair and this paintball battle are both proof that life is better when you're part of something bigger than your troubles.
Because life's better shared. You can sit at home all day and feel sorry for yourself, but you got to do something with yourself or it's going to be a downhill slope.
Wow, what a chair.
Yeah,
what a vet,
Yeah, and I got to drive that chair, and it's really cool. Wow. It'll go over snow, sand, anything, and again, there are organizations that make these chairs available to people like Dylan.
That's great.
Good thing.
Many of our returning men and women in uniform are coming home from war with invisible scars. However, the wounds of the man you are about to meet are very, very obvious. But then again, so is his perseverance and truly inspirational lease on life. Here's National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin.
Marine Sergeant John Peck is one of 5 quadruple amputees to emerge from the last 11 years of war. He is overcoming what has become one of the signature wounds facing American warfighters since 9/11.
I was injured May 24th, 2010 in Helmand, Afghanistan. I went to go turn around, took I think it was my left foot forward, and next thing I know is I'm basically being flung through the air.
Peck has had 29 surgeries in 2.5 years.
Strong, can't keep up.
Now he lives on a wooded patch of land with his mom Lisa in rural Virginia. 2 weeks ago, the nonprofit group started by veterans called Independence Fund gave John a new lease on life and a chance to do something that a standard wheelchair can't do: head outside and off-road. Into the forest where many of these warriors grew up hunting and fishing. Peck now drives something known as a track chair, a new technology developed by a couple in Minnesota that allows the wheelchair to function like an all-terrain vehicle.
I used to ride ATVs. I guess I would basically consider this really a tank.
The primary reason I went down to the Big Dog and Pony Show was to help Ed Henry and Fox News correspondent Jennifer Griffin. She's working with the Independence Fund. to help U.S. military people who lost limbs in Iraq and Afghanistan. Some of them lost all 4 limbs. We want to get these brave patriots this high-tech marvel. It's called the Trackchair. It allows amputees a semblance of independence because the chair can go everywhere, into the woods, on the beach. It gives amputees a bit of control over their lives and lessens their dependence. That's crucial to these brave men and women. However, I had to get President Obama on board with that program, and I did. Mr. Obama is going to help with the track chairs. Again, I'll give you the details a bit down the road. But now we have even more of an obligation to use our power for the good of the nation. These wounded warriors who lost their limbs on the battlefield, we must help them. It's not an option. The high tech we have in this country is fantastic, and we will get those track chairs for those heroes. And that is really the most important thing that I can do, and Fox News is helping me do it, and Jennifer Griffin is a saint.
As builders and dealers of the Action Trackchair, our focus cannot be on what brings these people to need the chair, whether it is military, birth defects, accidents, or disease. Our focus is helping them take that next step towards a restored, more complete, richer life. Helping them move forward, getting them back outdoors, off the hard surface paths, enjoying life and the activities with their families and friends in parks, on farms, and ranches, beaches, fairs, woods, and mountains. In the last 24 months, Action Manufacturing has had to respond to a rapidly growing demand. Additions of state-of-the-art automated equipment and the creation of more efficient systems have resulted in a 5-fold increase in production output. Our production starts with the automated cold cut saw shown here. This piece of equipment easily exceeds our production capacity today and gives us increased production capacity down the road. There are upwards of 100 individual pieces of metal that must be cut, prepared, milled, and prepped for production to begin. Using a digital assist system, pre-cut tubes are bent to within a few thousandths of an inch tolerance. Each chair contains over 500 inches of welding. Put in a broader sense, that means in the last 12 months, Action Manufacturing has used over 130 miles of welding wire. But equipment and numbers don't tell the whole story, as nothing happens without a solid foundation of skilled, dedicated employees. Even after more than doubling the staff in the last few months, the average production person still has been involved in the building of over 300 chairs. Not every component of an Action Trackchair can be produced efficiently in-house. For those items, Action Manufacturing turns to a variety of skilled providers. Axles are machined 40 miles up the road. Seats fabricated by 2 local vendors that are both within 20 miles of our facility. This includes an impressive CNC router that cuts plastic skid plates and seat bases. Another vendor employs a CNC plasma cutter to do our nameplates. All that innovation, technology, equipment, and dedication is needed to complete each chair. And it is with a great amount of pride that that nameplate is attached to each of our chairs. It is in the final assembly that quality is most closely monitored. Several sets of eyes inspect every aspect of each chair as it's being built. It is inspected not once, but several times before it is approved for delivery. That is what goes on each and every day, with every step, every process focused on just one thing: the people who will ultimately receive the chair. But this is just the beginning. The real story begins when the chair leaves our shop and moves towards the eventual owner. It is these people that provide the purpose for what we do. At Action Manufacturing, we are committed to serving them with the best possible vehicle to get them outdoors. We must remember there is the chair and there are the people in the chair. We can never lose sight of them. They are the primary reason we are involved with the Action Trackchair.